They're looking pretty crusty. They're selling out. Here's the new house. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. We have an original house announced today, so we're gonna be talking about that. We're actually gonna be doing a deep dive into the Spooky Empire panel and just talking about little details that a lot of people miss. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. One of the best ones ever made, right? Carnival of Carnage, 2007, right? This is the start of kind of like the modern era of HHN. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
So what's my future?
You don't have one. Universal Studios Hollywood presents Jason, Freddy, and Leatherface at Halloween Horror Nights. Get your tickets before it's too late.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. I just noticed this. Underneath every single one of these planters, there used to be something here, and it's been removed. So what used to be here underneath the planter? Because it's like that all the way around. Now, back for HHN 2007, they had one of the coolest entrances ever when you walked in. I wish they kind of add a little bit more of a theme to the entrance when you're walking in. Start the immersion out here. The Wicked Meet and Greet is quite popular. They did add an umbrella. I think they need a couple more because you bake out there when you're waiting for the meet and greet. I think there's more lights. How? How are they finding more spots and more outlets to plug in lights? I'm so intrigued by how they're gonna light this whole scare zone. Like all those were definitely not there. Those just popped up. Again, the lights are still on. As you can see, they were testing them during the nighttime. Like yesterday, it was like every 2 feet there were lights. And now it's like they're just putting lights on top of the lights. They've run out of room. This is insane. Again, the marketing for HHN this year, just the marketing team in general for Universal, it's very odd. They're kind of going through all their original houses in 1 week. We already talked about that. Back there's the podcast center, right? So like they were doing HHN podcast last year. Shouldn't we have had one drop by now? My thought process would be like, okay, a new original house every single week. You would announce the house and then that day drop the podcast. So then everybody would want to go listen to that podcast to kind of hear the backstory and the details into the podcast. I feel like that's how they should have marketed the original houses. So you get people to like watch the podcast because then they like release the podcast in like late August. It just makes no sense when they release these podcasts. Universal next year, just like announce an original house podcast. Next week, IP. Next week, original house podcast. I feel like that would be the proper way to kind of build up the hype, get people excited for HHN, get the fans talking, right, for a longer time. Because after we have this announcement, right, we're gonna have a couple more IPs and then it's kind of dead until the season starts. Like we'll have the HHN updates, right, that like the hardcore HHN content creators will do, but the general audience, there's gonna be kind of a lack of stuff happening. So yeah, over here is where they record the podcast. I wish they like had a certain drop date of when they were like dropping even their standard Universal podcast. Like you'll go months without one randomly pops up. Give us like one a week. So like we're all watching on a schedule. That's how podcasts drop. They drop on a certain day. These just randomly drop. So I feel like in order for the podcast to kind of succeed, they need a better schedule and a better communication, I think, with the Universal fans. They've now sold out of every Jason Universe shirt. So they will be apparently restocking, I think, when the tribute store opens this year. When you see something, buy it as soon as possible because it might sell out. And then we're also, again, dealing with all the tariffs and shipping and all those struggles. Stuff might not restock in time. So when you see it, as soon as you get into the park, buy it because it could sell out and then you never get the merchandise. Even on the website, they're selling out. Yeah, the main stained glass piece is like sold out. Like a couple weeks ago, they had a couple left behind the register, but they're like sold out. So you can still pick up your little pieces, but the main stained glass is sold out. All right, so one of the big questions this year is what's going on with the tribute store? What little details did they drop during the panel? Rob, the main guy kind of in charge of the visual merchandise team, he was really talking about kind of the 10-year anniversary.
I've been here 24 going on 25 years. It's something new all the time, and we're always trying to innovate, do new things. And this year, 10 years of Tribute Store. So if you've ever been to the Tribute Store, and it's been a blast. And you know, we're so excited to work with a team like this and you know, extend the retail experience into the overall experience of Horror Nights.
And then Michael said this.
So Rob's got the first spoiler. He got the first spoiler out. There it is.
So that makes me think that the tribute store this year will be kind of related to the 10-year anniversary. Will we be getting a comic book? Will we not be getting a comic book? I don't know, but it sounds like something's gonna be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the tribute store. Here's some new merch that's popped up in the store. So we have the fluffy unicorn hat. Then they had the fluffy unicorn kind of crossbody bag. So they've got a couple new pieces of merchandise in here, but mainly it's the same stuff we've kind of seen for the past month. Yeah, it's all like, what, 60% off? Not too much new merch popping up. Okay, so just like right there, I count 10 lights just in that one little section. Then over here, you got 5 lights. I really hope the lighting team gets their full vision for this scare zone. It's one of the things that happened with the Demon Queen scare zone is there's a more intense vision for the lighting package, but kind of got budget cut. So I'm really hoping the vision that they have for this is good. It looks great.
Get back, Markham Joe, thank you.
Don't even think about crossing. That means you.
HHN this year is gonna be special, right? I've been kind of saying that since the beginning of the year. I think this is gonna be the best year since 2019. I think all the stars are finally aligned, from the scare zones, the houses, the food, the merchandise. It's all there. Everybody's working their butt off behind the scenes to make this year special. They've really kind of listened to the critiques from the fans. They want to make this the best experience possible for everyone because they're diehard fans just like you and I. But this year, I think it's gonna be great. Art and design, right, is going all out, decorating every square inch of all these houses. I cannot wait for opening night. So I think Mike said it best when he was kind of ending the panel.
Say thank you all for being here. We, like I said, we think about you all literally every single day and how we can be better creatives, be better at our event, and give you something that you can truly love. That is our goal every year. Thank you for being here.
It's interesting because like in Hollywood, I feel like they really don't listen to the fan base that much. They just kind of do whatever they want to do. Where Orlando, they really want to focus on evolving.
Great thing about Horror Nights and everyone that's been before, which is most of this room, the thing that we all pride ourselves on is that we're transforming the event every single year. That is something that we have held to in almost every single year.
We're Hollywood this year. It's rumored to have 2 recycled houses. I love Hollywood. There's some things that are better in Hollywood than Orlando. I think Hollywood was the much better event last year, but I think Orlando is going to be the much better event this year. I'm excited for both. We'll just have to wait and see. Nothing new with the truss work here. Nothing's really popped up in the scare zone yet. Universal, you got some stuff to fix. The directional signs, they're looking pretty crusty. So let's see how long it takes during all these HHN updates for them to fix all these peeling off directional signs, because that does not look good. I don't think I've ever seen the lights turned on for the train. So I guess they're giving some love to the Jules Verne train then. As you know, this bridge is shut off. You can see there's some big pieces of like lumber right there. So I wonder if they're gonna be replacing a bunch of the boards. Still gotta finish all the siding on the Amity bathroom over here. The Fuel Girls have been kind of posting nonstop about, Halloween Horror Nights on their Instagram. So again, it's confirmed, but not officially confirmed, but they'll be back this year. And I wonder if some of the Jaws Easter eggs will remain or if they just like tore them all out. One detail I do kind of miss that they used to do is like the projection mapping in the scare zones. I'd love to see projection mapping return to the scare zones. I'm really hoping we see some stuff happen with Boris Schuster's office this year. Here's the new house. Dolls Dead. Let's play Dead Dolls. This is not made for someone with dyslexia. Let's play Dead Dolls. Dolls, Let's Play Dead. Is that it? Okay, so here's the description. Haunted house announcement, Dolls, Let's Play Dead. Okay, that's what it is. You're about to become doll size and be hunted by toys that have been burnt, melded, and stitched together by a twisted little girl. It sounds like Sid, but I guess in girl version. For the Transformers ride, what's the point of this like one little piece of concrete wall? There's nothing on it. There's nothing around it. What's the point of it? All right, so they've set up some more truss over here. Some more lights for the stage. This is all gonna be the decorations for the 4th of July. Then they'll take them down, but all the truss work has popped up over here. So we'll probably get some lights on top of the truss work. More lights have popped up. So maybe they're just gonna like really theme it heavily with lights to give you some spooky vibes when you're walking through. But yeah, there's 5 lights there, 5 lights there. Now these are kind of always here, but that looks new. We got 2 more right there, 2 more right there, 6 right there, 2 right there, 6 right there, another one, 7 right there, 4 right there, 8 right there, another one there, another 2 there. I don't think I've ever seen this many lights. There's so many. Hey, let's pop in the Today Cafe. There's one snack I gotta try in here. So they're gonna have the strawberry shortcake right there. Okay, so we got the strawberry shortcake. It honestly just kind of looks like a rainbow stick of butter. Oh, it's hard. Oh, it's almost like a mousse. Okay. Does not have a good aftertaste. You know, you put Go-Gurt in the freezer, like the strawberry Go-Gurt, kind of like that weird consistency. It's like that, but worse. This thing is gonna get a 6 out of 10. All right, we are almost done, I think, with trying all the different specialty snacks for Pride Month. My whole system has adjusted. So much food died this month. We have some good news about Midsummer Scream. If you've never been to Midsummer Scream, it's the best convention in the entire world. It's like the ultimate haunt horror convention out in California. I'll be there, but they finally kind of announced what's gonna be at the different panels and everything. Okay, so the Halloween attraction presentations for Midsummer Scream start on Saturday, August 16th. It's gonna start with Six Flags Magic Mountain Fright Fest. This event is like the Fire Fest of haunted attractions.
We're struggling. Nobody knows what's happening, going on.
So I went in with the lowest expectations. I at least wanted to see a Party City Vecna costume. I didn't even get that. There's like a couple getting it on in the bushes. Then Not Scary Farm, then 13th Floor, and then on Sunday the 17th, you're gonna have Castle Dark, and then Queen Mary Dark Harbor, and then the big grand finale, Universal Studios Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights. Sunday, it looks like HHN will be there. Murdy will be there. So on that note, you know what? I think it's John Murdy right there. John. Someone said to John, hope to meet you at Midsummer Scream. John said, I'll be there on Sunday. And then someone also asked John this, are we getting a vinyl record this year? Got Slash last year, before that none, and 4 between 2020 and 23. Midnight Syndicate still working with Universal for these? John responds with, all will be revealed in time. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a new vinyl coming out this year. As you know, John already announced that Slash will be returning. We just don't know which house he'll be writing music for. And then someone also said, I don't want you to retire. You made HHN great. And if you do, HHN won't feel the same without you anymore. John says, my wife won't let me retire yet. She's worried I'll go insane if I'm not creating / producing HHN. She's probably right. Murdy's gonna be making HHN Hollywood happen probably for the rest of his life. Pop in the Universal Studios store here at City Walk. See if there's any new merch. There's no price on this, but it's a coin set. It's the Noble Collection coin set. Products inspired by the world of Harry Potter. 3 special coins inside of it. Has anyone had this yet? The butterbeer flavored bar. Is it a chocolate bar? Here's a new keychain I haven't noticed before. Served hot and cold. Enjoy butterbeer. You're looking at $15 for this keychain, and then $11.99 they have a little butterbeer keychain also. $27 they have a little more hardcore water bottle. One for Gryffindor, one for Slytherin, one for Ravenclaw, and then one for Hufflepuff. $30 for some mugs. We have a Slytherin mug, then we're gonna have a Ravenclaw mug, and then a Hufflepuff mug. But I don't see a Gryffindor. Maybe they sold out? You're looking at $58 for a Love Potion necklace. $82, there's the Love Potion bag. And then $40 for the tank top. It almost looks like the Love Potion has a bit of a mullet. $32, they have a toy of Hagrid on his motorbike. There's just so much Super Nintendo World merch. Let's just start going section by section throughout the, the update series so you guys can see everything. $37, they're gonna have the short sleeve shirt with Mario on it. It says Mario Kart. And this is one of the coolest things I think they ever made. $26, it's the trophy that you can win. I thought it'd be really heavy, but it's kind of like a very lightweight plastic. $37, you're gonna have the Bowser shirt. It's gonna be a black and white design. $27, you'll see all the different characters racing. They're on Rainbow Road. Who's gonna win? $35. Here's another gray short sleeve shirt. You're gonna have Bowser down there. It's gonna say Mario Kart. And then $19, they're gonna have an art print with that same design, one of Bowser, and then also one of Mario. So the same design that's on the shirt, you can get it as an art piece, or they also have a hoodie right here. $65 for this red hoodie. It's got kind of a checkered design inside the hood. Then on the sleeve, it's gonna say Mario Kart. One section down, many more to go over. And then in other spooky news, Slaughterhouse FX put this on Facebook. These ladies are on their way to Universal Studios Hollywood. So some sort of proper animatronic is being shipped to Hollywood. And then also the Dodgers tweeted out this. The stars are out for Universal Studios Hollywood theme night at Dodger Stadium. So it looked like you had the new little animatronic dinosaur, Doc and Marty, Marilyn Monroe, Brody and Quentin doing a little meet and greet, and then even the tramp. And then also the new Mummy film, not related to the Brendan Fraser one, has wrapped filming, and it'll come out on April 17th, 2026. So will we see that at HHN next year? We'll just have to wait and see. And then also Toonie Terrors has a new Universal Monster collection coming out. You're gonna have one of Phantom of the Opera, The Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and The Bride of Frankenstein. We're heading out of Universal Studios now. Okay guys, we are back in the office, so let's talk about what's going on with the construction updates. So we're seeing all these lights pop up, more than we've ever seen before. So I went back again to kind of rewatch that panel, and it was very interesting to hear them kind of talk about what's gonna be happening throughout the park and the scare zones. Like there's gonna be some big sets within some of the scare zones, which I'm really excited to see. So like they are kind of like putting a proper budget into the houses and some of the scare zones this year. I cannot wait to see them like in person, but I want you guys to listen to kind of all the specific wording that they said during the Spooky Empire panel, and it will kind of like help us kind of envision what they're planning this year.
Laura, when thinking about an overall thematic, talk to us about how this year we are working to infuse that overall theme into different aspects of the event throughout the park as a whole.
Yeah, so when Mike and I were talking, and the whole team were talking about this overall thematic, and we've been talking about it for a year, right? Looking at these gothic textures, we really, this year, more than ever, really wanted to fully immerse you as our guests in this overall thematic. So as soon as you cross through those turnstiles, you are going to be hit with those gothic tones and textures. You are going to make your way towards the Music Plaza stage, and that tone and texture, and maybe the characters that surround you, the scenic elements, everything is going to carry that theme all the way through your journey. If you chose to take that right down Hollywood Boulevard, that theme is still there in a different way, but still taking on those tones, textures, environments, stained glass, still within that conservatory wall. And as we break through and go towards other areas of the park, you are going to feel those same textural tones in our lighting elements all around the park, in our overall music score that is all around the park. This year, our word of the year is immersive. We are immersing you in Horror Nights everywhere you go.
So yeah, again, super excited. I cannot wait to see the costumes and the makeup that's planned, and like, it's gonna be spectacular this year. I really hope it kind of lives up to my hopes and expectations. Again, like I was saying earlier in the video, I've not been this pumped for an HHN year in a while. Now we should have some more announcements this week. The next IP is rumored to be Terrifier to be announced. Again, it's heavily rumored to be coming this year, and that's rumored to be the next announcement, so it might happen when you guys are watching this. If it is, I will have another HHN update for you guys. Or if it's another original house, we'll also be at the park kind of documenting a bunch of stuff for you guys. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family. There was no energy in that. What was that?
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon. The Love Potion has a bit of a mullet. It looks like a be coming, so that's why I'm trying to get out of here.